that one I'll just get from my next check. In case you don't have them in order, you can make a list of all your expenses first. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Hello, hi everyone. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. For this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys budgeting for beginners. I already did this video once, but I feel like I have so much more information to give you guys. If you guys are just starting out with budgeting, like this is the first video you are ever going to see, I'm hoping that you get as much information as you can from this video. So I wanted to do a redo before I start my cash stuffing videos. I wanted to share this video with you guys. I'm just going to start by saying that budgeting can be so stressful. At least it was to me when I started. So I want to redo this video, that way I can explain to you guys in the simplest way that you guys are able to understand, because when I was starting out with this was too much for me. There was an overflow or overload of information out there that I just wanted to know the basics. So I'm hoping that with this video I can help you guys out. Now let me tell you guys why budgeting is so important. There's so many reasons why, right? You want financial goals for your life. You want to pay off debt. You want to start saving money. That's for retirement, to buy a house, a car, whatever it is, to travel the world. It's so important to get started. That way you can achieve all of your goals. So to get started, we need money, right? For this simple budgeting method, all you need is a sheet of paper. Yeah, blank pieces of paper. This is what we need to get started. You don't need anything fancy, no planners. I feel like those planners are so complicated for me. I'm just starting out with my budgeting journey as well, just a couple months ago, and I was able to save money. And that's why I want to share these videos with you guys, because I want to help you guys out. I know that income can be very limited, and that's why we need to budget. That way we know where each penny is going. If you do your budgeting right, if you do it wisely with your limited income, you're going to be able to achieve all of your financial goals. So nothing is impossible. Now, as I mentioned, all we need are blank pieces of paper. You can get a notebook, whatever you have at home. You can also use markers. You can use a pen. When it comes to budgeting, trust me, I've been there. It can be so overwhelming. There's so many videos, so much information out there that you just don't know where to start. So to get started, I'm just gonna write here my budget. Ooh, making it fancy today. Sorry friends, I had to change my lighting. So to get started, all you need is a blank sheet of paper, pen, and that's pretty much it. Let's get started. Now, have you probably heard of the zero-based budget, 50-30-20 budget, cash envelope system? I'm going to be sharing those videos with you guys in the future, but for now, let's just do it the simple way. All these methods seem just too complicated. As a beginner, you just want to ask yourselves, are all these methods going to help me? What's going to help me? So you're going to do what's best for you, what works for you. In my opinion, you just need to start off with pen and paper, write down all of your expenses. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. You're going to want to start by gathering all of the information, right? You need your statements. That's your bank statements. That helped me a lot. If you don't have your statements, you can look on the app on your phone just to track everything. You can even go back 2 months just to check all the bills that are paid by auto pay, your direct debit payment, your credit card statement, insurance payments. You're going to want to look at all of your expenses, all the bills that you pay. That could be online payments as well. For example, Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, all of your monthly bills. I have my electric bill. You're going to want to collect all of your utility bills, water, sewage, cell phone, internet, cable, all of that. You're going to want to start by writing the due dates. You can write it in order, and then you're going to write the expenses. So when you're writing your expenses, don't forget your cash payments as well, or collect any tax documents that you might have. For example, what you pay for your property taxes, income taxes, don't forget to put that. Now I'm going to be writing the due dates. I already have them in order. In case you don't have them in order, you can make a list of all your expenses first, write down the due dates, and then you can put them in order. I like to put mine in order, that way I know what needs to be paid first. So the first of the month is rent or mortgage. I forgot to mention towards the beginning that if you don't want to do your budgeting on a blank sheet of paper as I am, or you don't want to do it on a notebook, which I think this is the most easiest and simplest way for me to do it, and also just to view everything. This way I can see all of my bills, I can see all of my expenses that I have. I'm going to be able to see all the total, everything that I need to pay. I also like to see it this way because it's in a way that I'm able to understand. If you don't want to do it this way, you can always print a bill tracker or a budgeting worksheet online. I have this one, which this one up here, it says income, bills, envelopes, sinking funds, extra debt, and for savings. This is also another option if you want to do it this way. This is the simplest budgeting worksheet for me. I mean, like I said, everyone's different. Everyone's going to make it work the way that is simplest to them. Next, you need to determine your income. What do you get paid? Do you get paid bi-weekly? Do you get paid weekly, monthly? Do you have any bonuses, overtime? Do you have income from self-employment? Do you make income from rental property, commissions? Is someone helping you out with other bills? For example, gifts. Do you have grants or scholarship? Do you have any interest, income from side hustles? Now we get paid bi-weekly, so I'm going to be putting check 1 and check 2. I'm going to put the income up here because I forgot to make a row for that. Income for check number 1 is $1,200. When I look at my income, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money. And I'm just rounding to the nearest dollar. But I'm like, where is all this money going? $2,400 a month. Now, once I was able to break down all of my expenses, my bills, I was able to know where the money was going. What I like to do is I like to do a zero budget. So if I have money left over, I like to give it a place for it to go. That could be savings, clothing, Christmas, extra stuff. This has worked so much for me because that extra money, we would either spend it on eating out or we would just spend it on going shopping. Not necessarily for clothing, but for other things. Now that I have a budget and I'm putting them in cash envelopes, I'm able to know where the money's going, where we have leftover money, and what we can spend it on. And it's going to help you save money. So it's helped me for the last couple of months. That's why I'm sharing this video with you guys. So let's just move on to the next step. So we're going to add the totals. So for cell phone, it's $80 a month. I'll put that there. I'm going to add all the dollar signs. I like making the dollar signs. Now I'm putting the amounts monthly. This is what we need to pay a month. For electricity, this varies. We live here in the state of Arizona, so sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. So what I do is I give this a budget of 160. And for example, for the month of January, our bill is 133. The money left over is going to stay in my electric cash envelope. So that money left over is going to help out whenever the electricity goes up in the summer because we have to use the AC. Now, last month, our electric bill was $92, so we would have money left over there as well. I just like to give it 160, and then the money left over stays, and then I just grab whatever is left over for the month that we have to pay more. For water, I also round this up. This also varies, but I like to put this in a cash envelope as $45. For our car loan, this doesn't vary. So that envelope, that cash envelope is pretty much empty once we pay our car loan a month. Our trash is $30 a month. Internet, I like to round up. That way I know that I have money left over and I'm not going to be needing money. Now, for the first budgeting video that I shared with you guys, I had Amazon and I also had ABC Mouse. It's a subscription a month. I had to cancel those because I'm trying to save money. Next, we're going to do car insurance. That one is $60. Car maintenance is $20. And I know I should be saving more there, but sometimes that's all you can do. Clothing, I'm going to give it $20. And this is something new because we were not saving for clothing. We don't buy clothing. I decided to put money there because sometimes we do end up needing to buy, for example, my son's clothing. So he's growing up so fast, so he needs clothing. So I decided to put money there. That way I know that whenever I do my cash stuffing, I'll have money there for whenever we do go buy him clothing. We don't buy clothing except like if it's a party or a wedding or special event, and they were like, oh, we need to go buy a dress or a just whatever it is, a, a, a nice shirt. That's when we do buy the clothing. But now with this new budgeting way that I'm starting out this year, I wanted to start saving for clothing. That way I know that I'll have money there. For savings, I'll do 50. Toiletries, 20. Now it's time to add everything up. Hopefully it adds up to 1,200. I'll do totals. Totals. Squiggly. I'm also going to add giving here. Which I know this amount should be more, but for now, that's what I can afford. So the amount is 2,400. Those are all of my expenses. And once you've made a list of all of your expenses, first start off with your fixed expenses. For example, the needs, right? You need rent, you need electricity, you need utilities, you need food to survive. Then you can move on to your variable expenses, which can change every month. For example, groceries. Now there's other things like lifestyle expenses that you can cut back on if you're not able to make it with the income that you get paid. Make sure that you've made the list of all your expenses. For example, housing, which is your rent, your mortgage, utilities, which includes electric, internet, water, sewage, gas costs, food, groceries. If you eat out, coffee, that kind of thing, that can also be included within your groceries. Or you can make it as a separate expense if you do eat out or get coffee a lot. Transportation, that could be gas, parking fees. Now debt payments as well. For example, any car payments, credit card payments, student loans, insurance and taxes, home insurance, car insurance, lifestyle and recreation. For example, spending on clothes, cell phone, grooming, holidays. Now there are some things that in your expenses that you're going to be able to eliminate if you're not able to afford everything. For the next step, once you're done with all your expenses in your budgeting form, what you're going to do is you're going to find the balance. Now, how much are you spending a month? Then you're going to subtract it from your income. Now, my income is 2,400, so that's perfect because what I did is I did a zero-based budget where I gave all of my income a place for it to go. I guess more in detail that would be for another video, which I think I'm explaining it the way that it is. Now let's say that your total expenses are 2,600. Then that means that you're at a negative and you don't want to be at a negative. Okay, let's rewind a bit. If you're at a positive, it means you're doing everything right. If there's money left over, then this is towards your favor. This can go to finish paying off a car loan. This can be towards paying off debt, a credit card. You can also start saving to buy a house, a car. If you don't have one, you can invest and save money for retirement. That's if you're at a positive, if you have money left over. For example, I had money left over, which I gave it to giving, which I know I should give more, but for now, this is what I can afford. Now, if your balance is at a negative, for example, let's say this was 2,600. Then that means that you have to cut back on some of your variable expenses. For example, you can cut back on groceries, which sometimes this is somewhere where you can try and save up. You can try and save on gas or clothing. You can eliminate clothing. You can eliminate Christmas. Those things, those variable expenses are where you can cut back on. If you do a lot of eating out, you can cut back there. If you do a lot of buy coffee, you can cut back there as well. Shopping, that's another one. If you're at a negative, you're probably funding your expenses with credit cards. And what you're doing is you're landing more in debt. That's not looking good, not at all. You're spending more than what your income is. And there's not going to be any money to save or to invest. So to reverse this, you're going to need to adjust your lifestyle by cutting back on the expenses that I mentioned right now. Remember that you need to stick with the basics. For example, cost of living, your rent, food, and utilities. Transportation is also one because that takes you to work. Those are your necessities. So you're going to want to cut back on eating out, shopping, movies, even your phone bill, or if you have a membership, a gym membership, or Hulu, Netflix. Those are expenses that you're going to have to cut back on. So you want to try and stick with your budget, and you're going to want to track your spending. That way this the whole journey could be so much easier, and you're gonna know where your money is going. I'll keep going as I'm explaining everything to you guys, but has it ever occurred to you guys, like at the end of the year, you get your W-2 or you know how much you made for the whole year, and you're like, where has all this money went? Where has all my money gone? Now this is where my money is going, and I'm glad I'm able to see where everything is going. Right now what I'm doing is I'm going to split my income. For example, let's say I get paid $1,200. So with the first check, I'm just going to divide everything by 2. That way I'm able to save that money. Now, another thing, that let's say your mortgage gets paid automatically, like a direct debit. You want to take that money out from the bank. And I know it's tempting, because if you leave that money in your bank account, it's going to be tempting for you to spend it. So you can always withdraw that money, keep it as cash at home in a safe place, obviously, and then you can deposit it back into your bank whenever it's time to make that payment. For cell phone, I'm also going to be splitting that in 2. Now, this is just one way to do it. You can split everything in 2, or what you can do is, let's say you want to save up the whole amount to pay your mortgage, but then I'm only going to have $300 left. And that, I guess it's doable. You can probably use it for a little bit of gas, groceries, but this is just an easier way to do it. But you're going to stick with whatever budgeting method works for you, whatever works for you. For electric, I'm also going to split that in 2. Now, for my water, now this one I'm going to do 45, and then I'll just do 0 for the next month. I don't want to split that one in 2. Car loan, now that one I will do in 2 as well. That one I'll just get from my next check. And this is a future video that you're going to be seeing on how I do my cash stuffing or stuff my envelopes. I have a video on my channel where I shared with you guys how to do the clear cash envelopes. In case you're interested, link below, or you can just check out my channel because I don't have many videos right now. It's just going to be so much easier for you to find it. Car maintenance, I'll give that one 20. Whoops, I messed up. Ugh. I'm glad I have some white out. I'm not going to take anything out here, and then in the next check I will pay it with the next check. Christmas, I'll do 0 as well. Has it ever happened to you guys where it's like Christmas and you're like, I have no money for Christmas, I spent it all trying to save up the last minute? So with this, you'll have money saved up for the whole year for Christmas, which you can do also like a savings challenge, which that will be for another video as well. I'm going too deep into the videos I'm going to be sharing with you guys already. That's going to be one of them. Start saving for Christmas early on this year. That way you'll have money. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add all of my expenses, or half of my pay that I'm splitting, and hopefully I get $1,200. Hopefully. 450 plus 40 plus 15. Okay, that's 1,200. For the next check for medical, I'm going to do 30. I have a medical bill that I'm paying, so that's why I'm splitting it 30 a check and then 30 the next check. That's a total of $60. For savings, I'm only going to be saving $50 a month. That's all I can do as of right now. So for the next check, I'm going to be taking 0 because I already have the 50 here. Toiletries, I'm going to be taking 10, and I put this in a cash envelope. That way it adds up. And then for giving, I'm going to do 25 since I already did 0 the first check. Another thing that I did for the first video, this is just an example, you guys, because I made some changes to my sinking funds because I already canceled Amazon. So that one I canceled ABC Mouse, but this is just an example and I wanted to share this with you guys. For example, Christmas, I'm doing, how much am I doing over here? Christmas, I'm doing $20 a month. So I have here Christmas, $10 bi-weekly. That's $20 a month. which is $240 a year. That's probably not enough. At least I'm saving some money towards my Christmas gifts. That's a step up, right? Instead of saving nothing, I'll have some money saved up for that. Clothing, I have $20. Yeah, $20. That's $10 each check. So I have $20 here, and for the whole year it's going to be $240. And I know that can be low for some people, but at least I'm saving some money. That way we are able to save money to buy my son some clothes. Gas, 16. I just wanted to share this with you guys because now for my pet, I also canceled that one because I'm just going to try and include some of his food with our groceries. For example, here, I'll just cut back on our groceries and buy him his food or his necessities whenever we do grocery shopping. Savings, I put $35 a month, but in reality, I'm trying to go with $50 a month, and I'm just doing that for one of the checks. And I could also split this like 25 and 25, 50 a check and then 0 on the next one. Toiletries, I have that there. So I just wanted to give that as an example to you guys of how much of those expenses are in the whole year if you do it that way. For my next check, all this has to total $1,200 as well. So I'll add that. 450 plus 40, 1230. Something's wrong. That equals 1,200. So I guess that's pretty much it, guys. This is budgeting for beginners. I hope that this video was helpful to you guys. I hope that you guys were able to understand it. I really do hope and pray that this video helps you guys out, that this helps you guys with your budgeting. I know, as I mentioned, it could be stressful, it can be overwhelming, and it was for me in the beginning, but once I got to this budgeting method, how I do it, this has been so helpful, you guys. The due dates here. Now, these don't have due dates. I'm not sure if I explained that to you guys because these are variable expenses. Like, there's no due date here, but I do want to save money for these different expenses. Now, I have my total expenses, total amounts, and checks. Also, you can add a third row for side hustles. If you are selling anything, that extra money, like anything will help. I guess that's pretty much it, you guys. This is like my first live video where you guys are hearing me talk live. And I'm so excited that I was able to share this video with you guys. So please do subscribe if you are interested in these budgeting, cash stuffing, planning for the future, all of these videos that will be coming up. Thank you guys so much for watching. May God bless each and every one of you guys. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.